My name is Jules, and this is just kind of a diary really of the crafty side of my life. Do you know what? Starting a podcast is really hard. Okay, so today is Tuesday, the 12th of May. I don't think this podcast is going to go up for a couple of days because I got quite a lot on, which is weird because for weeks I've had nothing on. When I say I've got quite a lot on, it's not like normal life got quite a lot on. It's George's birthday tomorrow, so I need to make a birthday cake. My doctor is going to be phoning at 11, so I need to be finished with my podcast by then, and it's now 10ish, I think. My Sainsbury's grocery delivery is due any moment, but Pete's here, so he's going to deal with that. But there could be some noise, I think. Yes, so for recent times, it's quite busy. It's so strange. I don't know if anyone else is finding this, but it takes me so long to get ready in the morning. I set my alarm for 7:30. I thought I should be up and I'll be ready by 8:30. It's now 10 o'clock. I do not know how I can be that slow. This is podcast number 49. So the next one's 50. That's quite impressive. What do you need to know? So I'll put on the screen where you can find me. All the show notes will be below this video in YouTube. And also everywhere you can find me, there'll be clickable links. I live in West Sussex in England, so that's down in the south. Yeah, so let's get cracking. Haven't got any finished things today at all, but I've got 3 new things to show you that's in the making. So what should I show you first? Okay, first up, I think I may have spoken about this in my last podcast, but I'm not 100% sure. I've really been wanting to podcast every week during this lockdown, but last week I was feeling very under the weather, but I'm feeling so much better now, and I'll chat a bit about that later on. But anyway, so this is a little bit of a sad tale, only partly sad. So I have wanted to knit the Camaro for absolutely ages, and it's a pattern by Tanis. I think I mentioned her podcast last time. She has an amazing podcast. Love it. Tanis Fibre Arts podcast. It's brilliant. Her and her husband Chris host it, and we're on the same wavelength colour-wise. Well, almost actually. She's maybe a bit brighter than me, but I just love the things she does and makes and her style. And she's just lovely. So I, as I said, wanted to make the Camaro for ages. I bought some yarn from Tanis Fibre Arts a couple of years ago, and I must have been in a very weird place because I got colours that I would never wear. Why did I do that? They're beautiful colours, but they're really not me. So I decided to kind of mix and match and find my own. So I contacted lovely Beth of Beehive Yarns, and she dyed me up some DK minis. This was quite a while ago. And I had some leftover bits. So this is where I'm at. Oh, here comes Sainsbury's, but that's okay. We'll ignore that. Ignore any noise. So this is where I'm at with my Camaro. Okay, so my tale of woe is, there are 2 actually. So this last colour here will be repeated on the sleeve. I'll show you the picture. So you can see the last colours repeated on the sleeve, and I think if you didn't do that it would look a bit strange. And I have about 4 grams left, so that is not going to be enough for the sleeves. My issue is that I used it twice because I really liked it and I thought I had enough. So I used it for the first colour and the last colour. I can hear the Sainsbury's man saying to PT, the birds are singing, the sun is shining, so what could be wrong? And that was a silly move. Okay, so I think I've had 3 false starts on this also, because I didn't like how the colours were fitting together. So I unpicked it, started again, unpicked it, started again. Now I'm pretty happy with the colours. And now I have the issue with the last colour. So yesterday, I feel like this blouse, this is a tangent, this blouse I absolutely love and I've had it for years and years. I bought it from Anthropology and it was in their sale and it was a bargain, and the fabric is so pretty, you can see, really pretty. And for several years it was way too tight. Well, of course, since then I've had my boobies done. So I thought it would fit like a dream. It's actually still a bit snug, so I think my boobies have shrunk, but the rest of me may have grown a little bit. So probably need to address that at some point. Anyway, back to the Camaro. What was I even saying? Oh yes, I broke my very little spend rule. I was going to say no spend, but you have to spend, don't you, because you have to eat. But to finish this, I just thought I'm just going to have to buy some yarn because I'm not going to be able to finish it otherwise. So I ordered some yarn on Etsy yesterday from a UK dyer who I can't remember, but I'll show you next time I podcast. If I've got it, I'll show you. So I have another tale of woe. What happens is to make the back longer, you work short rows, which are really fun to do. And if you can see here, you see all my short rows. Oh, it's quite hard to show. You can kind of see the short rows along here. Well, it says work short rows until you meet at the centre. For this side, I'm almost at the centre, so this is the centre line. On this side, I'm miles off. So something has gone awry, and it is my brain. As I said, I've been quite under the weather with my head, basically. And so it wasn't working properly, my brain that is. So I have to unpick all of this colour. Actually, let me show you this colour, it's really lovely. It's something oatmeal, it's Drops Charisma. I'll show you, hang on a second. So it's Drops Charisma in colour 77. So I really love the colours now. So I'm going to have to unpick a whole ball of knitting and an eighth, a whole ball and an eighth. And unpick this colour, ready for my new colour to arrive. But I know I've had some issues, but I really, really love it. It's beautiful. It's such fun to knit. I was very addicted. I've knit the top probably twice in total because I kept unpicking it, but I was never sad to re-knit it again. I really, really love it. So I need to sort my issues out with that, but let me show you the colours. So This beautiful colour here is by Posy Cozy Yarn Co, which is Antonella. I can't remember the actual colourway. It was just some leftover from a hat. This is one of Beth's. Oh, gosh, I can't remember the names of Beth's. This is one of Beth's. This is one of Beth's. This is a Drops Charisma. In fact, this is the colour I'm going to be knitting Bryony's Whitmore sweater out of. This is gorgeous. I think that was one of Beth's. And this is one of Beth's. I'm really sorry, I don't remember the names. Actually, I think this dark one is called Cassis. But I love it. So I can't really get on with that. I can unpick it, but I can't really get on with it until my yarn arrives. And of course the post is really slow at the moment. And so that's my Camaro. Oh, I'm so into rainbows at the moment. I made this years ago. I don't sell them because they're kind of time consuming and a bit fiddly. Oh, but I love rainbows, especially Liberty rainbows. And that leads me on very nicely to my next in the making. I never said that, did I, at the beginning? That was silly. I always do my little title. Right, coffee time. Am I talking fast? I feel like I might be. I'm going to slow down. It's really pretty today. It's very sunny. And as the Sainsbury's man said, the birds are singing and the sun is shining. The last couple of days have been so windy. I've got some video footage at the end of this. In fact, there's lots. Can't really remember what, but there's a lot. And I took some yesterday of the wind. I love wind. It's so fun. This is a gorgeous Emma Bridgewater. I think it's called Hawthorn. A mug and some lovely decaf coffee. My next in the making is a really, really old whip that I thought I'd gone off of, to be quite honest, but I felt the urge to get some things finished. I want to start a new quilt really badly, and I thought if I'm going to start a new quilt, I need to finish an old quilt. So this, I think I showed this a long time ago, probably when I first started podcasting, but it's a rainbow English paper piecing quilt. And each row, oh, the light's a bit weird, isn't it? That's better. Each row I've done a little cross stitch on a white piece of fabric to match the colour row. So that's how far I've got. So I am just under halfway, I think. And I've got a lot of colours left, but let me show you a few. So the bottom, it's so pretty. Look at the colours. I love these fabrics. Can't remember what they all are, so I'll stop at the ones that I do know. This one here is a fabric, I don't know the name, but I bought it in Joann's in, must have been Florida, when we went on our first holiday to Disney World, so that's really special. This peachy one is a vintage Laura Ashley, which, oh, those days of Laura Ashley were amazing. Same, I feel like the colour's not looking good. Let's do that. This yellow one, oh, vintage Laura Ashley. This green one in the middle, that is a Liberty quilting fabric, I think, and don't know what that one is, but it's just spotty and pretty. And I started this thinking ahead to one day when I have grandchildren, which is, apart from being a mum, my main goal in life. So I still have, let me show you, in my little fox suitcase, I have all of these, and I've literally done them all. I even stitched them all. That's a pink one. And all the pink fabric. So the next one to go on actually is this, which is a Liberty quilting fabric. I've got some bunnies. This was when I was a teenager I bought this fabric, I think. Yeah, just all of those. So how many rows have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've done 7 rows. I've got 8 more to do. So I'm going to try and challenge myself to do 1 row a week. It's quite unwieldy to stitch on. Oops. I find it much easier to make hexy flowers, but it takes a bit of thinking to be able to do that on this. So I just have to do it in rows, but that's okay. I can do that. I think I can do it. What do you think? I just imagine my little grandbabies playing on it. So cute. So that is that. It's nicer than I remembered it, and I think the more I'm working on it, the more I like it. So yeah, so that's that. And I've only got 1 more in the making. These, I should show them that way really, that would make much more sense, wouldn't it? So these are going to be a new pattern. I think I showed you on last time's podcast my sweet vanilla toe. That's my neighbour hammering. He is addicted to his chainsaw. Luckily he's just chopping or hammering something today. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, last time I showed you my sweet vanilla toe-up socks. Well, these are my sweet vanilla cuff-down socks. So I'm just writing a pattern up for those. So I need a sample pair. This yarn is so pretty. I've been saving it for something special, and what's more special than my own pattern? So this is the Lemonade Shop in Sharkbait. It's my only Lemonade Shop yarn, and I love it so much. I've always wanted, she has some pins, and I've always wanted her little lemon pin. One day, if she ever has them, well, maybe she does have them all the time, I don't know, I might treat myself. But yeah, such pretty colours, such pretty colours. So that's that. I've not really got very far on them. Oh, let me tell you what I'm using. When I knit my sweet vanilla toe up, I used a 32-inch cable, and I just found it a bit short because when you do the gusset increases, there's more stitches, and so sometimes you get to this point, and when the stitches do that, which I shouldn't have done, oh no, I can see, it's really annoying because then you can get your stitches mixed up. What should be on needle 1 may have moved to needle 2, vice versa. So I am using, what size, a 40-inch cable for 2 at a time, and it's so much better. So that's that, and I have no finished things at all. Okay, so I've had lots of people ask me when my timely tulip pattern will be available, and I think in the next couple of days actually, at least let's say by the end of the week. And also my sweet vanilla toe up is also ready, which I should have already published, I think. I may even do that tomorrow. So this week I may be publishing 2 patterns. That's impressive. I'm impressed by myself. I'll put a couple of photos in here. So the first photo is my sweet vanilla toe up socks, which are brilliant if you just want something really simple to knit in beautiful yarn. It's really good if you like trying out new ideas and adding bits of your own pattern or some stripes or anything like that. So they're kind of a blank canvas, and they're my basic recipe, which is my absolute favourite way of knitting socks. The beanie toe, the godet heel, in my opinion, they're the best. Shouldn't say that, but I love them so much. Okay, so this pattern is my timely tulip socks. My test knitters are almost done. These are also knit toe up with a beanie toe and godet heel. And I share with you how to divide your sock up into equal blocks. And there's a video on how to start the beanie toe. There's a video on how to knit your ends in as you go, and there's also a video on making the tulip stitch. And I should have said also on the sweet vanilla toe up pattern, there's a video on definitely starting the toe, and I think there's also the video of how to knit your ends in as you go. Yeah, so that's those. So they should be out by the end of the week. On to a little bit of chatter. I am still doing yoga. I've been doing yoga almost every day. I don't know. I was doing it last time. So maybe getting on for a month. I've missed maybe 4 days, but I'm really loving it. Yoga with Adrian has really, really helped me. And I'll put a link below. I hope I remember. Because it's really been therapeutic for me. And also I was saying that I'm feeling much better than I was, and I credit this to a lovely lady called Jay. It was one of those things that was meant to be. All my life I've kind of, you know, we have bad stuff that happens to us, and I put it all in a box and I lock it tight, and I've kept it within me all these years, really afraid to take that lid off because I don't want to deal with it. And that was stupid, because if you don't deal with it, it's still in you and it's causing you, felt to me like it was rotting inside me. And I still never wanted therapy. I never wanted to talk about it. But I won't go into the long story of how this happened, but it was very magical and coincidental that I came across Jay, who is, I don't know how to explain her. She's like a real life angel. She teaches yoga. She does hypnosis, and I've got a bit written down: CBT, NLP, holistic therapy, I guess. And she is like, if you could imagine an angel on this earth helping people, she's that angel. Oops, that was my knee. Anyway, we came together in a very strange but wonderful way, and I thought she was going to teach me some yoga to help me with my jaw clenching. Turns out she gave me therapy for all the heartbreaking, heart-wrenching stuff that I have had in my box. I was very reluctant, but I did it. I guess I was under hypnosis. We did it online. It was something. The experience was something. You know, there are certain things in life that you will never forget. It was just incredible. I cried a lot. She made me feel so safe and not afraid to delve into those feelings. It was like she was hugging me while I was doing it, even though she was on the computer. So I've had 2 sessions with her now, and it seems like, actually I believe my jaw clenching, which is actually called TMJ, it's a long word, can't remember, but it's basically jaw clenching. Seems like I've been doing that to hold on to the people that I love and to keep them safe and to heal them. That's what my brain was trying to do. My brain was trying to be kind to me, but it wasn't. It didn't mean not to be kind, but it ended up really hurting me physically and mentally. And she's kind of helping to teach me that I don't need to hold on to all those people for them to be safe and loved by me. That I can that they will be safe. I don't need to cling on to them. I can't say enough good things. I feel, it's early days, I feel fabulous. The last 3 days I felt like a different person. I've had energy, I've not done my jaw clenching at night, and she checks up on me every day. She's just lovely. I'm going to put a link to her website down below, because I think if you're interested at all, just have a chat to her. If there's something that you think that she might be able to help you with, I highly, highly recommend her. She's just lovely, just a joy. I think on Instagram she's called J Vara, but I'm going to put it on the screen here, and I'm going to put a link to her website below, because as I say, it's early days, but I believe it's changing me a lot in many more ways than the jaw clenching. And I feel like I'm changing as a person, and yeah, not just the jaw clenching, but I don't know, I just feel so much better. I actually feel fabulous. Right, enough of that gushy talk. What else do I want to say? I have been making for my shop. There'll be some videos of some of the things that I've been making. Thank you so much for all the orders that you've placed since I opened my shop. And I know I'm only posting within the UK, so I'm really, really sorry to all my lovely international friends, but for the time being, that's just how it is. So I'll be adding lots and lots of lovely things to my shop, probably next week. Yeah. Oh, yes, I need some coffee. So I wondered if we would like to do an along. What do you think? I don't want to do it on Ravelry. I just find it too much to keep on top of. So I'm thinking we could do it on Instagram, and we could have a hashtag. Okay, I better tell you what it's all about. So basically, oops, come here. I have this amazing basket, and in here are teeny tiny little bits of treasure. Some of these must only be like 2 grams. I have some slightly bigger ones, which may be 4 grams maybe, and I've used them in my blanket. So these are purely beautiful bits. I refuse to call them scraps. They are beautiful bits. Now, I was thinking about a magic ball. No, a magic knot ball. I've never done one before, but I'm thinking, oh, I just love these so much. They're I think more They bring me more joy than whole skeins because they're just gorgeous and they have memories in them. So I think what I'm going to do is make a magic knot ball, and I'm going to knit a snuggle down cowl with mine. But I wondered if you'd like to join in, if you've got lots of beautiful bits, and I feel like this is a time to use what we have and cherish things. So if you'd like to join in, we could have a magic knot ball along. You can knit whatever you like, but it has to be using all your beautiful bits in a magic knot ball. As I say, I've never made one, but the snuggle down cowl, I thought, oh, here we go. So I don't know how knotty the knots are in the magic knot ball. You know, I mean, I don't know how big and lumpy they are. I don't think very. But I was thinking, if you combined it with some mohair or something, this is my favourite thing in the world, Surrey alpaca. Surrey alpaca. So this is Fairground, and it's by Dandelion and Dogwood. But I know Kelly Lay, because Dandelion and Dogwood are not shipping at the moment. And I know Kelly Lay calls this floof, and it's exactly the same. Oh, it's like bunny tails. Absolutely, because I cannot bear mohair. It itches me like pilio. But this is gorgeous. Now, I thought if you mixed a magic knot ball with this, the fluffiness of this would kind of hide the knot. I have yet to try this, so I don't know, but my plan is to make a snuggle down cowl with a magic knot ball. And it's going to be a present for somebody because I'm going to start making my Christmas presents. So if you would like to join in with me, please do. You can knit anything you like, and I think the hashtag will be hashtag magic knot ball. I'll put it on the screen. What would it be? Along? Yes. Hashtag magic knot ball along. I better check that's not already in use. I'll double check and I'll put the hashtag we're going to use on the screen. So please join in. I think it'd be really good fun, and there'll be prizes, I think. I've just made that up on the spot, so there'll be prizes. When should we go till? What are we, May? End of June? Should we make it till the end of June? Okay, let's do that. Before I go, I just wanted to mention 3 podcasts that I'm really enjoying at the moment. One is my lovely friend Kelly Lay, and her podcast is Lay Family Yarn Diary, and she's just gorgeous. My other lovely friend Nikki, who is Cara Peggotty, she has the Sheep and Cheerful podcast, and she's just, for someone who's new to podcasting, she did through Lent, she did vlogs, but for someone who's new, quite new, she is pretty professional, I'm telling you. And she is a prolific knitter and knits gorgeous things, and she's just witty and lovely and funny. And my last recommendation is lovely Susie of Elderflower Stitches podcast. She's always a joy to watch. I think that's it. I think I've recorded a podcast. So I am going to go. I'm going to tidy up. Then my doctor should be phoning any minute. It's nothing serious. It's just kind of a check-up on my medication. They like to check, don't they, once in a while. And then I need to go and make a birthday cake. I need to get my sourdough started, and I got a cauliflower and some leeks in the fridge that have actually passed their best. And I made some chicken stock a while ago, so I'm just going to make some soup. So I've got quite a busy day. It's not busy, is it really? But it's busy. Yeah, so I'm sending you all lots and lots of love. I hope you're all staying very safe and enjoying the little things, and yeah, lots of love. Bye. Okay, so I'm trying to take some product photos for my new pattern, my Sweet Vanilla socks. This is what I have to contend with. Doggies standing on the set, green fly crawling out of the flowers. Look at these flowers, by the way, aren't they pretty? Let me get from the other angle so you can see it a bit better. But these are golden gems and they're so pretty. How pretty are they? Anyway, I need to get back to taking some photos. Don't we, Boo? Hey, Boo Boo. We do, don't we?